Get Haunted, where you are the investigator. Get Haunted. Paranormal Investigations isn't a show. It's your experience. Join this premier paranormal event company for real investigations at some of the nation's most haunted locations. This isn't a tour. This is hands-on. You'll use real equipment, explore active sites, and dive into the unknown. No scripts, no actors, just you, the gear, and whatever's waiting in the dark. Perfect for both first-timers and seasoned ghost hunters. Each event is guided by experienced investigators. But the discoveries, they're yours to make. 2025 is already jam-packed with incredible locations across the nation. Space fills up fast, so make sure to book your tickets now. Dare to get haunted? Find your next investigation at gethaunted.com.
Well, it is midweek, it is midday, and we are almost to the holidays. And you are with us here on Wednesday Live with Rob and Sara. Hey, Rob.
Hi, Sarah.
How are you?
Official. We're sold out for 2025, everybody.
We're sold
like
out.
You're steps away from a ski slope.
I am steps. I was, you know what? It just gets just a little bit cold as I get older. I notice, like I used to make fun of older people who would just wear scarves in their house. But you know what? Sometimes it isn't cold.
Well, you're an old lady in an old house.
I'm an old lady in a very old house. Yeah, so here we are. We're getting like countdown. If you don't have your gifts sent to your house, I think it's probably the cutoff. I would think would be like today or tomorrow.
I would say today, tomorrow. Someone just hit me up for ornaments. If he's watching, he knows who he is. Mm-hmm. Wait for the last fucking minute.
Yeah, you know.
This is what Rob does. Rob goes out of his way for everybody because he's the best.
You just wanted to make that statement. You were like, just want to make this statement.
Just making a statement. I have Cheez-Its on my glasses, and it's
nice. How many? You know what's weird? I don't own one single heated blanket. Do you?
No.
I
can't be trusted with a heated blanket. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I don't. I should, but I do not. We'll say hello to everybody that's here. You know, all four of them that are here. We've got Stacy, Professor T, in the house with us. We have Miss Sandy hanging out with us today. I don't know if you know, school out. Like, yeah, I don't know how that works anymore. Like, is school out? Is it not out? I don't even know. Mark Brown is here with us. We have Jason McGray with us. Yeah, this is kind of that time of the year. I know, you know, when my girls were in school, they used to get that 2 weeks off for Christmas. It was like solid 2 weeks. Yeah. And I always loved that. And then they decided in this district anyways, that they were going to, and I don't know if it was a state thing, but we got the 2 weeks off for Christmas, but then we also got a week off for winter break. And that was February, not spring break, but winter break. Hey, Sheila. So they decided we're going to either keep the 2 week Christmas break and take away winter break, or we're going to take Christmas down to a week and keep the winter break in February. Yeah, you know, to me, I hated it. I loved the 2 weeks off.
Yeah. Well, awesome.
You don't even have It's got 3 weeks coming off. There you go. It's kind of nice. Kids love it. Kids love that time off. And then, of course, snow days. And we haven't really had the same snowfall in my area that we used to get.
Same.
Do you remember in the 70s? Actually, this is one kid memory I do remember, which is so weird because I don't have many memories. I remember the blizzard of the early 70s.
Oh, so do I. It's why I have my...
and like snow goes up above your doors. Do you remember that?
You were frozen, so I'm just... watching.
Okay. Am I back now?
Okay, you're back now. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was one of the blizzards of 26. And that's a good question, Stacy. We should have you on for some predictions. We should go back to that. Do you remember that when we did that with Stacy?
Oh, it was so good. Stace, do you want to do that? That was a really good
We
show.
need to go back to it and see what was on point. I don't remember shit. But
Yeah.
it was a blizzard,
Mm-hmm.
right? And Rob didn't really have a weak stomach at this point in my
Oh,
life.
that's something you grew into?
Yes.
Oh.
So I was out playing with my friend in the snow.
Okay.
I think his name was Mark. Hi, AC. And we were like dicking around in the snow. And I remember he looked up
Mm-hmm.
and his nose was it was just all nasty.
He was snotty. Was he all
Yeah,
snotty?
it was just bad. And that was my first puke reaction to,
That's what started it, somebody's snotty nose.
Yeah. That's why I remember the blizzard is like 76 or whatever the hell year it was. It was the 70s for sure.
Because of Mark's
mittens. And I remember hating mittens and my mother making me wear mittens because they're stupid.
They're not, though.
They're terrible, and they're not good for throwing snowballs.
No, they're not.
I'm very particular about how my snowballs come together.
I actually remember building during that blizzard, being able to go out there and building an igloo, our own little snow fort.
I had
the block maker.
Yeah, that's what we were doing.
Yeah.
When I puked over a snotty nose.
You actually threw up over it?
Oh yeah, it was bad. It was so, I don't know what that kid was doing. But it was so bad.
Yes, Buffalo does. I live in Southeast Michigan, so the west side of Michigan gets the snowstorms that come over Lake Michigan. By the time it comes to Southeast Michigan, they've kind of died down, but then they gain some speed back over Lake Erie, and that is why, Buffalo and Western Pennsylvania and Cleveland get hit something fierce. I've got my family that lives out there in Western New York, and it's quite brutal. Like their highway, if you're stuck on the highway, like when they say don't go out, like when you get that news report in Buffalo, you freaking listen because you will be stuck on a highway. There've been people stranded on the highway for a day or two because they're not listening and they get stuck out there. What do you want them to do? Now you put them in a bad position. So, but it's a nice day here today. I think cold, but a decent day. I hope you guys are staying warm and safe wherever you may be. What do we got on? Well, first, wait, before we start, we do have a little bit of a new thing that I'm going to be trying before Wednesday Lives, and we're going to start doing polls of the week on Tuesday. Polls on the week. My stomach queasiness has a similar story. It involved a bet by a friend.
Oop. Oh, stop. Come on, Steve.
Oh my. Stacy is hey Leanne. Okay, get yourself.
All right. So you're gonna do Tuesday polls now?
Tuesday polls. Yep. We're gonna you can catch those here. I'm gonna put this one up. You can catch those in the network. Let me just share this. Hold on one second, folks. I'm gonna pull this up. There we go. So here's our poll of the week every Tuesday. I'll try to put it out morning-ish, late morning, early noon. So it gives some time for people to answer. And then we're going to touch base on Wednesday Lives and just kind of give it a little bit of some attention. But this one, we decided might have been confusing.
Listen. All right. Go ahead. You can say your piece and then I'll say mine.
Okay, so I'm going to just read it. If you guys haven't seen it, it's let's talk about the paranormal. Here's the poll.
I did.
As social media influencers, algorithms, trends absorbs the topic of paranormal, does it hurt the actual exploration and experiences? Simple, yes, no, not sure. And we did have somebody say it depends. Hey, Denise. But this particular, I think what happens, because, a lot of times, and I did go on, when I asked the question, I did a little bit of a description. I didn't go as wordy as Sarah can get, but I did. Hey, Rick. And it kind of was interesting to see what people what they saw in that question and what they responded to in that question.
Oh,
So
I have a lot to say about that.
Yeah.
So I'll start by saying I don't think that your question was confusing, and I'll kind of cross the T and dot the I as to why here in a moment.
Okay.
Poll to see how many people do tend to love polls.
Yeah.
But for me, right, the polls are ways to lead to bigger conversations, which is why my last two were pretty vague. In the top layer of the onion, which bothers some people, but whatever. We're not. I never try to boil the ocean, right? Plus, you get, I think, more honest answers on the simple polls. So, but this one did create some interesting responses.
It did.
Little old me.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that it was, I think and it's an observation. That's what, if you've been following me for any amount of time, it's my comfort spot. It's really the observation of the behaviors and I'm not a psychologist and I'm not, I'm not sitting here reading people, and it's simply trying to understand where these experiences come from, and they come from the living people. And so I become very intrigued with the behaviors of, what happens. And as somebody that has taken on the role the last few years of social media manager, social media is a big part of my day. So it's where I get the most observation, and it has absorbed. I think that is a fair statement. I do believe every aspect of social media has absorbed the topic of paranormal, and it's changed it. It has changed that topic within social media. So when that sort of and that's true, Jason, absolutely, right?
And so then, Jason, then it should be a yes, right? Because if it had any kind of impact at all, or the it depends. I was going to go with yes, but then I chose the it depends because I believe Adriana had created that poll option, which is why I don't allow people to do that. But whatever. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, but it was interesting because when the first sort of response came in, it was like, oh, okay. And then the next response, and it was like, interesting what has been sort of zeroed in on that poll.
Well, they 100% zeroed in on the influencer word, and they didn't. So, and I'm going to pick on Trevor here because he's closest to me. I can pick on him the most. But there were a couple things that as I read through, I was going to be quiet, but we know I can't. But with Trevor's response, right, it was literally, and a couple of the others, it was about the influencer piece, right? He specifically mentions Sam and Colby or Zach Baggins when that wasn't even the question, right? But I think people now are predisposed. And this trickles all the way down to the actual question, predisposed to not liking an influencer because that's for a fair amount of the community. That's just the thing to be, right? It's because that's what everybody bitches about. When your question wasn't specifically about influencers, they're a part of social media. Their content can generate controversy. And there's this, I just think people are and I'm not defending them. I'm just not. I don't watch any of them. But then we get mad. They're getting, and I don't want to talk too much about it because this needs to be a show. If anybody has the courage to come on and actually talk openly and honestly about it, like, why are we mad at them when it's really the piece? Because there were references to people investigating improperly based on what they watch on YouTube. Okay, that's on the people. So anyway, I made my point in my very long post, but the bigger problem I'm seeing on the network, at least, is that people aren't reading your question, and you did take time to craft it, or they're reading it and they just can't. They're only pulling out that one piece for whatever.
Well, they leave out the very last part. I simply used social media, which, again, social media, influencers, algos, and trends, they all work together, right? It's not, social media isn't just influencers. Social media is, and I put within the description, for me, social media has sort of become church, and the influencers are sort of the ministers, because we seem to, a majority, the masses, seem to get their daily inspiration via social media. So we forget, though, that question wasn't really, there wasn't a lot about the actual exploration and or experiences. It sort of became, not that they're wrong in their response, but it sort of became this is why it's like influencers are bad, or this is why like people are, but we're not touching on the actual explorations.
No, right. So, and then that led me to my reply to Scotty, who had really good points as well. But, and his closing argument was, let's get out there and investigate and get more evidence. And like that, but their underlying problem there is that people are afraid to post that evidence that you're encouraging them to go get, because not of influencers, really not because of the influencers. There's not many influencers, if we're going to go by that moniker, that are tearing up people's evidence. They're just not. It's not the influencers. It's social media. And I think I said to you on the phone is that, influencers aren't, social media is not destroying the field, it's destroying the community. Because people are afraid to share their evidence, to talk about their beliefs or their findings without somebody coming in and humiliating them. It's fucking stupid. So anyway, Rob, your boy, was like, you guys not seeing the actual question. So I did break it out in caps for Trevor and hopefully everybody else that was reading it. But, for the reach that post has had, because I can see it, versus the number of responses is interesting. It seems to be another one of those topics that people kind of don't want to touch.
Right. And I think that so many good things did come out of this. The conversation for us kind of blew up, right? We were like, oh my gosh, like, and these things just sort of roll around in my head as well. Like, it's like, okay, like, here's what I'm seeing, here's what I'm doing. We're getting ready for 2026. We know what our experiences have been in the last 4 years. This is where, even past that, right? Like the last 20 some years, 25 years, whatever, you kind of start thinking and you see where some of the changes happen. And we've had the social media talk. But I think you brought up such an amazing point, and that is, hey, Brandy, where I think this starts to really force us to break down sort of a lot of different things. And to your point, field versus community, because I think we often use that term, we're in the field, and it's not true. We're in the community, we're not in the field. And that will probably get some people maybe fired up.
There's a lot of people off, but again, and there were a couple of comments in there about investigating the right way, which it is a pet peeve of mine. Because at the end of the day, and I think in my comment I said it, like is there this national archive of paranormal evidence that's down in DC or Virginia that everybody's submitting their formalized reports to at the end of an investigation so that the feds can go through it and then put a stamp on it and either classify it or declassify it. And then, through the Freedom of Information Act, we're going to go ahead and request all this shit.
Yeah.
People, to me, when someone says I'm in the field, it means that they're literally in a field
of study, not a weekend hobby.
Right. And they're contributing in some way to the much bigger picture, sadly, right? And in an official capacity. I do believe we're all contributing in one way or another, which is why it's so sad that people don't want to share as much anymore out of fear, out of whatever, because that's where it's really hurting. I still don't think anybody watching this in their lifetime will see an official confirmation that the afterlife exists. I just don't.
No.
So for everybody to get all bent out of shape about that is kind of silly. It's just, for me, it's a technical thing, right? I was just because I watch YouTube videos. I fixed Danny's car last weekend. I watched 2 YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Change spark plugs, ignition coils.
Yeah.
Am I in the field? Am I a mechanic now? No.
You're a mechanic now. Well, wait, was your butt crack out? Because I think that might.
Probably. I think it was in the one picture. So there you go. Yeah, you're dodging cow pies. By the way, if you're ever stuck in a third world shitty malaria country, people, and there's a lot of mosquitoes, one of the best way, and it doesn't even have to be outside of the U.S. It works here in the U.S. too. If you have a dried up cow patty, you light that thing on fire.
Yeah.
Not only does it burn like incense, mosquitoes disappear.
So is it like the best natural citronella candle?
I think it is. You just gotta find it.
Yeah.
And every now and then, well, this was the problem in Central America. Mushrooms, the kind that some people want to ingest, grow on cattle.
Yeah.
So, just a little tip. If you're ever in, like, I don't know, Panama, Nicaragua.
Okay, but like those mushrooms, if you burn them, are you hallucinating? Or is that what you're trying to suggest?
No, you could put them on the side. You don't have to. Don't burn them.
Don't burn them.
So there you go.
Yeah.
All right. There's your.
So that whole poll thing sort of spun into probably time to throw it on in a paper bag and put it on somebody's front porch. Oh my goodness, as I hiccup. It's like one of those polls, I think, that sort of for us sort of turned into a bigger conversation, and we're like, okay, we should do a show.
And I want people to come on and talk about it, because I do want to understand. I'm not saying I'm exactly 100% always right, but I feel like I'm right on some of these things. But I do want to understand other perspectives. Scotty, right? Scotty, the medium, to me is in the influencer kind of category. Right? He's got a massive following. So his response was interesting to me as well, because it felt more like a defensive posture, which I don't think you were attacking anybody.
It was a question. It wasn't an attack.
Yeah. So I guess for me, the underlying story is we got to stop throwing away personal accountability. Just because somebody acts like a fool after watching somebody do something foolish, we can't be blaming, the people creating the content. And algorithms, by the way, aren't created by the influencers. They're created by the demand of the consumer. So there's a lot to talk about on this. So I just feel like people are mad at the wrong things for the wrong reasons.
But I think it also sort of brought out in some comments where people are feeling frustrated. And you know, what I hope when I pose these things, again, it's observational for me. It's about
I
like
usually get in trouble, just so everybody
it
knows.
does.
Sarah you gets me in more trouble than I do.
Yeah, I do. And, you know, I think for most people, and this is not right, wrong, and it is the space that Get Haunted has created for people. And that is to be able to walk through this door and to be able to share thoughts and theories and conversations to build upon them. And if I can't do the very thing that we helped and that I helped create for other people to do, right? My biggest thing with social media is we're too surface. You know, we're too surface. We don't stop and think about how we make one statement, but where that can go. We don't want to keep talking. We don't want to talk out the conversation and Jason, you said it, you know, to break beliefs apart, to build them back up. Um, we should absolutely, if you want to be science based and you want to only do things scientifically and logically, then the reality is you should be able to put up your theory in front of the board, in front of other scientists, and have them pick it apart to find the flaw. That's what scientists do. So what you're supposed to do. It's not, I've said the word, don't question me, right? It's not the way it's supposed to be. If we're going to do science, if we're going to do feelings, very different, right? And that's where I think social media doesn't account for looking at the experiencer, which I think, Rob, our journey has made a massive turn where we love the experiences we do, but we really want to understand the experiencer themselves to understand where this comes from. So I don't think sometimes social media, a comment, a post, even a show gives you all the different components that go into it. No, it absolutely cannot. It can be a step, right? So social media is a step. But I think as it gets really absorbed into the social media process, are we missing some things now in the exploration and the experiences themselves? Because we've got a new standard. Now it's not about those two things really. Now it's about how you say it, what words you say, who you're connected to.
Yeah.
And it's less about the paranormal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
We only have 2 takers for the show so far, and that's you and Icy.
yeah.
Nobody
Well,
else wants to step up there.
I want Denise Empey. I want Scotty to come on. Like Denise had some really sad points to make about locations turning things down, but I think there's arguments to be made on both sides, right? And through those discussions, maybe there's a solution hiding somewhere that Denise or us and Denise or the community at large can come up with to be like, hey, you know, if you and I sort of envision the scenario. I made it up in my head, but you know, if somebody's had a bad experience because of like a new location, for example, because of social media, like there needs to be some sort of recourse. There does. And then I think the other thing we got off on a tangent on or about, and that's good right there, Jason. Is that I do believe Rob believes that the historical aspect and the paranormal
6, 7.
aspects,
6, 7.
yeah,
6, 7.
need to talk about social media having influence. Who was it? Like some store had to get rid of their 6-7 on our menu because it was just creating.
Oh, that's In-N-Out
In and
Burger
out,
did.
yeah. But I don't believe that the historical and the paranormal pieces are of equal importance for historic locations. I believe that the historic piece is its own thing and its own identity. I see a lot of locations. We work with a lot of locations that treat that part very, very separately. How can you do that? What's it going? I don't know what Brandy's talking about.
No, we're not like criticizing anybody here. We were just talking about like what we didn't have anything happen.
To tie those two together, I think there's each a disservice. They can be loose threads, right? And there's some cool things. And if you're investigating the paranormal, and we've talked about the front loading and the boxing in because of stories, it's good to know, but it doesn't mean it's the answer. So anyway,
but you know what? Brandy's comment actually also fits into this, because here's the other issue when it comes to social media. And we know this from living experience. There is always going to be, and it's not some idiots, or it's not some idiot
on the chat, like, because earlier I was saying how people are afraid to share.
Oh, yeah. But she brings up a good point. So we're not like, yes, there's always going to be some idiot, but it's not that. There's always, when it comes to the masses, when it comes to mass, especially a gathering like social media, this is not about some idiot. This is about
a lot of idiots.
This is what happens when you have, right? So I think this is where we have learned in several years of something, and we've come out the other side to be able to say, you know what, when you tell people like, don't worry about what other people say, just do you, that doesn't work on social media. And we know this because mental health is failing at a higher rate. Suicides happen at a higher rate. And a lot of it is linked to social media. So to tell somebody like, you got to just do you, don't worry about it. The reality is we tell people like, oh, go be you on social media. But we never address how the masses are irresponsible. Like, the mass is not responsible on a platform like this because it gives them their platform to come after you in masses. By the way, it's not some idiot. Some idiot might start it, but it turns into several. And so here we have a topic, and this is what we want to do the show on. We have a topic such as paranormal, which is fringe topic, right? This is not something that most people back in the day believed in or would say openly. And now we're doing it openly. The one thing, we have a community here of social media paranormal, and we're supposed to be talking about fringe things, and now it's not allowed. Now you have these perimeters put in place by social media, the consumers of social media, saying, you can't say that, you can't do that, you can't like them. If you do, we're going to come after you. We're going to have hate groups. We're going to do memes. We're going to do all these things. So it's not about being you and fuck that person. It's about a learned behavior in one place that is now worldwide. And I think that what I have learned in a few years is it's a disservice to tell your friend that is suffering, by the way. People suffer, saying, don't let it get to you, ignore it. The drama cannot be ignored. I'm not saying you go out and you white knight it all. But I think just simply telling somebody to go be you and don't worry about it, social media that's the hypocritical hook on social media.
It is not that quite, especially after the 30th time you hear it. You're just like, okay, yeah, that's the problem. Being me apparently bothers some people. And it's hard. And
that's for a lot of people, right? So we want to talk about a subject that has big beliefs. And I put that in the post, and I don't think people really read this.
Nope.
We have been taught, especially those of us that are probably about 35 and older, that was one of the main lessons. It's not about being popular, folks. Just be you, be unique. You bring a special piece to this planet. And then we introduced social media and said, don't be unique, freak. Now we're going to all come after you with pitchforks and hate groups and memes about you. So it's this weird, we've been taught all this thing. And now we see adults caring what people think. And we know this because I have tried to have a couple shows about women in the paranormal. We get people saying, yes, I'm going to come on a round. I'm trying to, every round table I've ever attempted ended up being too civil. Ended up where people were not saying what they wanted to say. And it's not about fighting, right? Hey, Big Daddy. It's not about fighting. It's about sharing differences of opinion, right? And saying like, okay, here's my take. Here's your take. Here's their take. People suddenly went, you hit that live button. Suddenly everybody's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, because what's going to happen? You say the wrong thing, or you say the one thing that one person you have opportunity from is going to go, yeah, nope.
Oh God, we had one where the ladies were being messaged
Oh yeah,
on their phones to stay away from certain topics. Like we watched it play out real time.
So that was interesting. That was my first take on women in the paranormal. And I wanted to break it out of the normal, well, women aren't represented on TV. Like it always goes back to that ridiculous, like that's some sort of standard that every woman should want is to be on TV. And if not, you're nothing. Like what a shit thing to tell a woman. Like, I'm just confused. So we had all these women, they were one team and they were so sweet to each other. They didn't want to talk about the meanness of women outside of their own team. And they didn't want to talk about, because all they wanted to say is women weren't represented on TV, as the man who ran the group was messaging them to stay away from things. It was like, see, that's the real show right there.
Yeah, and we found out after the fact. We didn't know, like, but we did watch it on, and I did watch them looking at their phones.
Oh yeah, people got very, like, certain questions were asked and they would.
So, but anyway, that happened, right? And it's because someone was telling them not to be themselves, right? It's really
on social media. Do not talk about that.
It's a big ass problem. So, yeah, I think it stifles conversations, and it people talk about the right way to investigate, which is held over some people's heads, and then in evidence that's tossed out because it wasn't done the right way. Yeah, it's evidence nobody's ever going to see. So
so when you think about, because we consume so much social media in a day, from our news, like to our personal lives, to our news, right, to conspiracies, to our favorite subjects, macrame, crocheting, to paranormal. And I think what people might have missed in my question is, you're not getting fully authentic conversations on social media. Does that harm actual experiences and explorations? Because if new people are on social media and we're having this discussion, but we have to be quiet about certain things, because if you bring that up, that then causes an issue on social media, then people aren't getting the full experience of the diversity of people's beliefs and techniques and theories, right? Oh, there we go. The hot seat. I love that. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, well, this was something we were kicking around last night, actually. It's like, I had a different name. I'll share privately because, we put that. I mean, listen, we're on social media right now, so we get it. We understand the need.
We're just as guilty as everybody on social media.
And I'll have subscriptions set up probably by tomorrow. You can be my friend for 99 cents a month and get special things.
Yeah.
2 Twisted Tarots per month. Special road rage with Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not subscribed. I'm not paying for that.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. I get that shit for free.
99 cents, you cheap ass.
I get your road rage for free. No.
That can be my Christmas present.
99 cents. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll send you $1. Don't worry about giving me the penny back.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I forgot the fuck I was saying. It doesn't matter.
So Wednesdays will be a poll. I guess my question is, right, because I said to Rob, I'm like, it just sort of became, we had a great discussion over it. It sort of helped open up some things for us to talk about. But then it was like, it kind of felt, it made me question myself.
She did. I had to yell at her like 7 times. I'm like, I was like, I had to reread it to make sure that I wasn't wrong. I wouldn't have to reread it because it didn't make sense. But then I kept seeing the replies, and I'm like, am I missing this?
No.
We are friends. I do talk to you a lot,
Yeah.
and I do speak your language.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
as I laid it out for our boy Trevor,
Mm-hmm.
it's very there,
Yeah.
verbatim.
Well, you did, and you checked in on me, sort of before bedtime, and you're like, okay, what's in your head? Like out of the blue, you're just like, what's in your head? I'm like,
I knew
I'm thinking about the poll. He's like, I knew it. I knew it. And I was, because, then I was like, gosh, first of all, am I just not effective in what I'm writing? And B, it did start to make me think, like, well, this morning I said to you, maybe, look, I'm not some expose. I'm not Connie Chung, I'm not out here breaking some news story. But it's like, is this what even anybody wants, right? Is this really the topic that people want? Do they want to dig in a little bit more? And I know I can admit it, we're all at very different parts of our journey. And I think for me, I'm a little bit more bored with the surface stuff. I think I do want to have more understanding to who I am and what I'm doing in the paranormal versus what I can get to get the algo to change, or what I can get to get my numbers up, right? Like, it's more about having meaningful conversations. So, but check them out. Tuesdays, late morning, early noonish, I will start publishing a poll. I will try to make them easier. Like, do I not do Rob's like, maybe you don't do the description. Like, maybe just do the question. Don't start writing.
I say keep the poll piece short and then have a post prior, like I did last time. That one got a lot of engagement. I made
but that's you. See,
big old
Rob
rant.
can say I'm going live to drink a sangria, and you guys flock by the hundreds. Sarah comes on with a question, and 10 of you show up. So I get it. Like,
it's a very dangerous situation. People never know what I'm gonna do.
Rob's like, I'm just gonna sit on my couch, and you guys can look at me, and everybody's like, oh my god,
My
yes.
one couch video had like 200,000 views.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And I tried to post something, and everybody's like, she's dumb. So I get it. Like, you got to look at who's at. So there's the other problem, right? That right there you have to wonder, what is it people want to gobble up on social media? Apparently, like, you know what? Today, why don't you put out a thing that says at 6:30 tonight, you can watch me trim my beard, and you watch, people will show up to watch you do that task.
I'll figure out how I'm gonna set up the camera. Trim my beard, that's boring.
No, they'll still show up for you. You watch.
What about cut my toenails?
Probably boozy paranormal history. I love it. So yeah, it's one of those things that it's a very intriguing, like, what people want, like what people really sort of focus on. And we know, as this dynamic duo in paranormal, when it comes to certain things, Rob sort of gets the big billing. He brings the emotion. He brings the all right.
Who you calling? He's talking to me. Listen, I'm the good looking one. Right? You're the funny.
I can't even put that up.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know, but I'm a little more dangerous than you. I say stupid.
But I try to get people to, okay, dangerous how? Like I try to get people to talk about some controversy.
I know, but you're much nicer about it than I am.
Oh, yeah.
So you're,
there's an on-air.
I'm just theorizing. See, Jason just confirmed it. I'm just theorizing. People don't know, and I do sometimes. Mm-hmm. Look, but we've only ever deleted one show because of my piss poor behavior. In all these years, we've had to only delete one show. So I'm proud of myself today.
Yeah, it is. But to that point, Jason, what is it people want to consume?
Right.
The sensationalism,
Sensational.
right? Like, just so everybody knows, like, I love my little fake lashes. I love these little, they're just these little under your eyelashes, lash extension sort of looking things. Don't wear makeup. I just put my lashes on and I feel perfect. I feel like, okay, I'm happy, right? I'm 54. I'm not going to sit here and slap on a shit ton of makeup. Like, those days are done. And it just makes me feel good because I'm very blonde. My lashes are blonde. My brows are blonde. It's like nothing pops out on my face, right? So it's like you get these glamorous black fake lashes, and it make me happy. Today is my first day not wearing them, and I just did mascara, and I feel so out of my mind. Like,
Really?
yeah, like I don't like they're. You know how there are some things you put on and you just have instant confidence.
Yeah. For me, it's a corset. I'm like, look at me.
Yeah. So mine are my lashes, right? It's not even, I don't even give, I won't even brush my hair,
Your
but,
hair looks great
but,
today.
put my lashes on and I'm like, good, right? Lashes and a baseball cap, done. Lashes and a beanie, done. Like, happy girl. I feel naked. I feel lost. Like, my lashes are my everything. And I'm a little sad today that yeah.
Oh, we're sorry.
I just wanted to share. Feeling a little less in my confidence day. Let's see. What's Jason? We need Jason to come. Maybe we'll do a big old collab, Jason. Y'all should message with people and go. I would, I can be, by the way. I can be the big.
Oh, she can be. I've seen this woman. I've seen the other side.
It does happen. It does happen, and it does throw people.
It's actually it's hard. I think you'll admit there are times I can't help but laugh because
Oh no, folks, there have been actual meetings, and I have gone full throttle.
she has
And
like then the finger comes. She likes to finger the point, and then I go
oh no,
like
he's gonna pull. He takes the phone away
I
from
go
his.
like this, and I just move, and then we both start laughing. And
Yeah,
the fight's over.
yeah.
Usually,
Sometimes we get the laugh out, and then we go right back to it. But yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So that's Tuesday polls. Be looking for that. Participate. Are you? And be. I'm gonna put the next poll is gonna be. Are you afraid to answer honestly because of social media
that could be
backlash?
it. Or it drives me crazy because I'm like, they're willing to talk about all this other stuff, right?
Mhm.
But when it comes down to like when it comes down to things that are meaningful to them, they'll fucking talk all day about the Conjuring House or the Warren House and who should own it and who shouldn't own it and shit that doesn't affect them, right? But now we're talking about something that does affect them and alters the way
Mhm.
they conduct themselves online or live their lives in some ways, and it's kind of sad. So
Yeah, they don't want to. They don't want to. You know, they don't want to get into that, and there are probably some very real psychological behavior reasons why.
oh yeah,
But yeah, it is. It's a very interesting topic to me. That reminds me, who should own the Conjuring House? I don't give a shit. Sorry, I don't care about who owns that house. I just don't. Um, mm,
I'm the one that started sinking it, Jason. That's why I started sinking it so I could buy it
the Queen
because
Mary.
it's
That's
getting
been sort of, hasn't that been sort of on the, I feel like that's been on the rails for a while. Like,
well, they were like bankrupt. Like
yeah,
all these people had weddings booked there and
yeah.
hosed. But I think it's back on the rebound.
Mhm.
I investigated it once. It was not fun.
It's not, and this is not, I think this is where it just leads me to more questions, and something you and I did talk about a little bit too yesterday, which was why do we put the importance on certain things that, and it's not that you can't feel a connection or something can resonate, right? Like, but why do we put such importance on something like a location when it comes to personal experiences? Like, you can have those experiences really anywhere if you think about it. I know loving things. I get that. I know having memories about things totally. As somebody who doesn't have a childhood home to go to, or right, when you have those things, it puts it into perspective, having that sort of, past a young age, and then you're just not going to keep up their home, and then you can only keep so much of their stuff. And as I got years into it, right, almost 30 years into it, 20 years into it, you start to go like, is this stuff super important? Does it make the experience with my family any less if I don't have it? It doesn't. There are other ways you can preserve those memories. So yeah, it just sort of like, and that's, again, I think this is where social media creates these what's the word, like, it's almost like a Philip experiment.
Yeah.
They create these really important things that we all say, you must get behind it and you must support me. And then you don't. I mean, it's, in the end, it's not quite as important. I don't know. Anyways, lots of questions. We would love to do the show. I would love to have more, than just a couple. Icy's funny as hell. She'd be great on the show, but she's not a mean person. I don't know if she's going to go hard on anything. Like, not that we want anybody to get mean, but we really want to add some more. We want to add to Icy's voice with your voice. So if anybody's interested, we'll get that show together. Uh-oh. Is everything okay? Are you playing a game?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I had to answer something. It was sort of important.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Don't get mad. What? Don't get mad.
Do I ever freeze in those moments?
No.
That's interesting.
You should, because I would screenshot it.
That's interesting though, because I'm usually flailing around.
Yeah, you are.
That's interesting. Yeah. So outside of the poll, just to remind everybody, the 2026 season for Get Haunted does start in February 21st, with the Inner Eye event series. It is a 4-part series. And don't see, now I can't unhear what you said. How am I supposed to say it?
I don't know. You just got to warn me, and I'll
Inner Eye. There's nothing I can do about this. He named it. There's nothing I can do about it. So this series is an amazing 4-part series, and it's going to step us through giving us self-awareness, giving us some spiritual tools, giving us some grounding techniques with light investigations, but really going back to the basics, going back to understanding what we bring to these investigations, and learning clairs and some light equipment, some great things. And again, you don't have to do all 4, but we highly encourage you, because these are steps. And if you are one of the 14 that does all 4, number 5 is going to be a really cool to be announced location that we do sort of the Inner Eye Core paranormal group to go out and investigate together, utilizing what we learned together in the 4 seasons. So there he is, Mr. Eric Testerman. Please give that amazingly beautiful wife a big kiss and hug for me. I just love her. Yeah. So that event, I don't want to say it, but we're going to call it something. The TIS.
And it's too late. The banners are made. We're not redoing them. I'll just have to grow up. Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. So it's sort of Seek with Your Soul on the road, and we're gonna
Jason. I think it's just Jason and Eric here now.
Yeah, there's nobody left.
They're all like, "Oh, she's on a soapbox." See, isn't that interesting? We talked
Yeah.
about this subject and people left.
They left. Well, they started
Interesting.
leaving a little while ago, actually.
So, but it's because of the topic.
Down to one.
Wow.
Jason. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well,
Fascinating.
I've
Once you
observed.
said I'm not, oh, it's just Stacy.
Oh, wow.
Once you said I'm not,
Wearing lashes. Everybody
Yeah.
left.
There's two YouTube showing up. Stacy and Andy are here.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary. 34 years of marriage, I'm assuming.
Just 34 years of just Stacy-isms. I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah.
I have to run to this place after this show.
Okay.
Which is why that's what I was responding to.
Oh, okay. You got to go to your place. You got to go to your place. Yes, marriage. Well, congratulations.
Yes, 34 years. Congratulations to
you, old man.
It's quite an achievement.
It is. It is. All right. Well, with that, I guess everybody's got to get ready for the holidays.
Yeah.
Please enjoy the moments leading up. Have a very safe and healthy and happy holiday. I'm sure you'll hear from us before. Matt Linker. See, Matt came on here too, trimming your beard. It's like
we can trim the beards together. Then we'll make plans for the next live.
That's right. Matt Linker, one of my favorite people on the planet. All right. Well, with that, you guys have a fantastic Wednesday. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Sparky, you have a great holiday as well.
You too,
so you guys have a great rest of your week. Get your rest, stay hydrated, be good out there. And you know what we always say? We see you. We do. And we certainly appreciate you. It's been a crazy 2025, but we are grateful we got to do it alongside.
Yeah, we're going to do a 2025 recap show at some point before the new year, but we'll talk about that.
And with that, we love you. So you guys go out, have a great day, and we will see you later. Peace.